It is Wednesday, November 1st. Man, already into November already. Just think about that. This year is flying by. I guess that means Christmas season is here. But actually, Costco's had their Christmas displays out since the beginning of September. So I don't know what Costco will have out now. Hey, it's great to be here with you. Time for the Imperfect Action live stream. Been on for a couple weeks. 2 weeks ago, I appeared on another live stream where I did my own presentation. I was traveling last week. I kind of changed time a little bit to 2 o'clock because I promised somebody that I would be attending their 11 o'clock event. So I'm going to go ahead and try this at 2 o'clock. Lots happened in a couple of weeks. So hope everything's going well with you. Everything is going well with me. My wife and I, we traveled up to Ohio for a couple of weeks. We moved from Ohio to down to Florida. We're back in Florida now. We went to Ohio to experience the lovely fall Ohio weather. And I'm going to say right now, this year, the Ohio fall did not disappoint. I lived in Ohio a majority of my life, and this is probably one of the best fall seasons I've ever had the opportunity to witness time in Ohio. Ohio, you did it right this year. It was an amazing fall. But we're back in Florida. And like I said, hope everything's going well with you. I know everything's going fantastic with me. So I just wanted to come on here and just try and make this a regular event, for you, event for me. And just want to do the Imperfect Action live stream. Why do I call it the Imperfect Action live stream? Because I'm all about imperfect action. That best action. Stop waiting for the perfect time to take action because that perfect time does not exist. And even if it were to exist, every time it starts getting close for you, you negotiate your way out of taking action. You just got to take action. If you have that burning desire in your heart right now, there's a reason it's there. It's time for you to take action. It's time for you to get in motion. It's time for you to be a difference maker. How you become a difference maker is taking that action. That's why action is so important. The people will say they really want to do things with their life, but they'll tell me such things as, I feel like I'm stuck in a rut. I just can't get out. And what I'm going to tell them, the only difference between a rut and a grave is its depths and its dimensions. If you have a dream, if you have vision, do not take it to grave with you. Act on it now. Your time is important. Whether you realize it or not, your time is finite. We're only here for a short period of time. I heard it described that our time is just the dash. You see somebody's tombstone, there's a date of birth and a date of their death. There's that dash. And that dash that's in between there, that's our time this earth. And, it may seem like a long time to us, but really in the big picture of things, we're just here for a blink. And what you do at blink, what you do with that dash makes all the difference. And when you understand that your time is finite, you become intentional how you want to live that time, how you want to engage that time. To me, there's three types of people that I see in the world. And I created these three types out of the movie Shawshank Redemption. So, if you've not seen that movie, fantastic movie. I've seen it so many life lessons in that movie. There's three types of people that I see that come out of that movie. The first, Brooks. Not familiar with the movie? Brooks is a man who's been incarcerated for the majority of his life. And it gets to a point in that film where he's getting parole. He has become so institutionalized that he can't get out. He just doesn't want to get out. And he actually threatens to kill one of his friends in prison so he will remain in prison. And that's the way a lot of people are. They have this existence that they want in their life. And this is kind of sometimes how I feel in corporate. I definitely saw it with a lot of people I would engage with in corporate. They're in this engaged area of corporate and they're just miserable, but they don't know how to get out. And if they were to get out, they wouldn't know what to do. They just don't make any attempt to change their lives. They don't make any attempt to do anything. They don't really cherish their time because they're more comfortable with what they know, that misery that they know, than the being uncomfortable and what that change, what that difference can provide them. Second type of person that we get from Shawshank Redemption is Red. And Red, you know what? He's a man who got sent to prison. He accepted his responsibility. He was accountable for his actions. He admitted it. I'm the only guilty man in this prison. He said that, and there was a line in the movie that said, "I'm the only guilty man here." He admitted his crime. He didn't shy away from it. He took full accountability. But he also knew there was a time that his sentence was over, that he had paid time, but he didn't know what to do. He was able to get parole, but he didn't know what to do. Luckily for Red, he had a guide who could show him what to do to take him to that next level. We all need those people in our lives. whatever you want to call it, guides, gurus, mentors. We need those people in our lives to show us the way. And the last person is the person of imperfect action, Andy Dufresne. Look at Andy Dufresne. As the movie starts, he stands there in the courtroom, convicted of murdering his wife. He gets sent to prison. As he goes in, he's kind of questioned, did I do this or not? But he says to himself, I guess I was convicted. I guess I did this, but he's not really certain. But as he spends time in prison, he starts to get clarity around the fact he didn't do this crime. He did not do it. And he starts to get uh, the message that somebody else done this. That somebody else had killed his wife. So it's time for him to plan his escape. He needs to get out because he knows he's an innocent man. But his escape just doesn't happen in an instant. It takes him time. He takes planning, time, and coordination to get out. He creates a hole for himself to crawl through. Finally, one night, he crawls through that hole. And he gets on the other side of the hole, realizes one more thing he has to do. He has to crawl through 100 yards of shit to get to the other side. A lot of people are willing to crawl through that hole, but they're not willing to crawl through the 100 yards of shit in their lives to get to the other side. Because that 100 yards of shit, that's usually what somebody is resisting most. Resisting it for a reason, because they know the pain that it brings up, the discomfort that it brings up. When you embrace that pain, when you embrace that discomfort, it's your opportunity for you to become that great version of who you are. The pain that you're holding deep inside you can be your great crown. It can be your opportunity for you to make a message to this world, you to create that message, for you to deliver that message, you to be the difference maker. But again, time is fine. One thing that I've realized years ago that I didn't want to do those time suck things, such thing as watching the 24-hour news cycle. Why anybody would be wanting to watch the 24-hour news cycles beyond me. I just quit watching. Now, I know what's going on in the world. I'm not naive to what's going on into the world. But here's what 24-hour news cycle does. It does one of two things. It makes you depressed about yesterday. Wants you to be depressed about yesterday. But you know what? Yesterday's over. I can't change yesterday. You can't change yesterday. I can't change yesterday. All we can do is learn from it. So why be depressed about it? Or want to get you anxious about tomorrow. And when we're anxious, we're just looking at tomorrow. We're focused on what tomorrow. And you know what? There's no guarantee we're even going to get it tomorrow. So why be anxious about tomorrow? What you have is this thing called today. And in the thing called today, there's some time in there. And the time that you have in this thing called day has many, many opportunities for you. And the opportunities that you have in life exist in today. You need to embrace those opportunities. You need to engage those opportunities. Treat those opportunities as precious. Treat that time with them as precious, because your time is precious, whether you realize it or not. Time is the one gift that we get that we can never get in return. You can have all the material possessions in the world, lose those, regain. You could have all kinds of money, lose it, and regain all your money. You can even have your life, lose and regain it. Once you lose time, it's gone forever. You're never going to get it back. Part of the reason I believe that to be true is, God blesses us with many things. And the one area that God doesn't exist in, he does not exist in the continuum of time. Time has no bearing to God, but it's part of our human nature. Time is what it is, and we have that finite time in this life to make a difference. Stop making excuses with your time. Just stop it. We can blame others, blame situations for our lack of progress in life. But when we do that, uh, blame is just another way of being lazy and making excuses. Stop making excuses for the time that you're not using effectively. Be intentional with your time. Be purposeful with time. Take ownership, accountability, and responsibility for your time. Quit your oar. Get in your boat with that oar. Ownership, accountability, and responsibility, and start moving forward in life with your time. That's your responsibility. That is you becoming that great version of what you want to be. It's you living that life of excellence that LP Jack talks about. and when he describes a master in the art of living, because they do everything with excellence. When you cherish your time, you make it so valuable. You are living your life with a new level of excellence, being that great version of who you want to be and whose you want to be, because we have an opportunity with our time to really discover our why. There's a passage in the Bible, Revelation 2:17, where it talks about one day we'll be given a white stone, and on that white stone is the name that we were given at creation as to who we are to be in this world. And I absolutely believe we can discover that in this life. That white stone represents those dreams, those visions that we have deep inside of us, that opportunity to be that um, person of clarity that we want to be, living those dreams, taking our dreams and getting clear on them, inspiring others, and living that life of intention. Excuse me, living that life of intention. And that's what being precious with your time is all about. Understanding each moment we have in this life as an opportunity to do something different, do something great, do something impactful. Sitting on the couch watching Netflix, binging Netflix. Sorry, it's not really being impactful. That serves no one. It really doesn't. It doesn't even serve you. It's just mindless activity. Be mindful with what you do, and understand that the time to act is now. Don't give yourself these excuses that you need everything to be right, or you need whatever it may be. Kids out of the house, you need a certain amount of money in your bank account, or you need the right job, or blah 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 blah. You just come up with all these different reasons as why you can't act now. And you know what happens when you do that? What's going to happen is you're going to wake up one day and you're going to realize nothing happened. And you're going to say, "What happened?" I'm going to tell you what happened is you let life happen to you instead of you being intentional and you happening to life. There's got to be a reason why you need to happen to life. What is that reason? What's your why? That's something you're struggling with. Jump on my calendar. Let's have that conversation. My link is paging down below them and right above, right above my head here. Jump on my calendar and let's have the conversation, because I want to see you become that person of intention. I want to see you start taking that imperfect action each and every day. One thing I'd love to do is I'm going to take this imperfect action live stream one step further. I'd love to start bringing people on and talk about their imperfect action. If that's something you're interested in, just go to my calendar later, and I have an option there for you to go ahead and schedule time to appear as a guest on the Imperfect Action live stream, where we can talk about some imperfect action. You can share your imperfect action and how it impacted you, how it changed you, because taking that action is going to change you. I can assure you of that. Don't worry about uh, if you take action, if you fail. You know what? We'll learn more about yourself in times of failure than you do in your times of success. If you fail, so what? What's the worst thing that can happen? You know what? Just try again and try again and try again and keep trying to get better and better and better at it. You're not going to get it right on the first time. I've never got anything right on the first time. Nobody ever gets anything right on the first time. But you have to be willing to put in the work, put in the effort each and every day, each and every moment, each and every opportunity that you have to be that best version of who you want to become. Think about it. Think about it. You have that vision, you have that dream, and you know you want to do so much more with your life. You want to escape something, either whatever it may be. Maybe it's a job you're not really crazy about. You want to find something else. Maybe it's a relationship you want to get out of. Maybe it's just something you really want in your life you want to do at a higher level. You have to get clear about that. You have to be clear on what that is you want. Don't put it in vague terms. Be specific. Be clear. And that's where I can help you, is to bring clarity to what it is you want. That's where I can serve you in a way that brings clarity to what you want as you start taking your action for you to start living your life. That life of excellence, as I just talked about earlier. Because I know you have it within you. I know you are ready to discover your own personal white stone, that name that was written on there for you. So think about that. You have the opportunity to do that. You have the opportunity to do that in this life, to discover that white stone name that was prepared especially for you. So, hey, jump my calendar. I would love to have that conversation with you. I would love to see you start taking your level of imperfect action. I would love to see you start being that person who lives their life with excellence in everything they do. I want to see you do it in a bold, audacious fashion. So be bold, my friend. Jump on my calendar. Let's have that conversation. Hey, if you do something more imperfect, go ahead and schedule some time to be a guest on the Imperfect Action live stream because I would love to have you. I would love to have that conversation with you. Hey, let's make this a great Wednesday. I will see you next Wednesday, 2 o'clock's the new time. Be sure to go ahead and stop on by. Let's make this a great week. Let's see you start taking your action.